welcome to Cleveland TV. This is Lerato Sibisi, your girl in the space. This is the show that is called Beyond the Limits. And before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe, guys, to this channel. And we bring you nothing but the best. This is Cleveland TV. In Africa, we are bringing you stories back to Africa, telling all the best stories about the achievement, the success of African people, even beyond. Today, I'll be joined by a very wonderful person in the filming industry. He's going to introduce himself, who he is, and what does he do. So I'll be joined by Paul G. Newton. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you guys. I guess I am a filmmaker, a working filmmaker. I make commercials and I have my own podcast. And I've got, oh my gosh, what we have in the United States is called the Associated Press Awards. I've got numerous ones of those. I've got a Emmy. And oh my gosh, it just the list goes on and I try not to just tout my own horn here and make everybody think, oh, he's so great, because I try to be humble as much as I can, but but I guess if I'm supposed to introduce myself, I got to have some credentials, don't I?
Yeah, I see the list is endless, hey? The things that you
goes on quite a while, actually, yeah.
Okay, so let us talk. I want us to focus more about the filming, and also your own podcast, because if you also run your own podcast as well.
Correct.
So when did you start it? Yeah, when did you start it to love filming? Have you always been the young boy that you say, you know what, I want to get into filming, or it's just something that develops along the way?
Well, where I was at in Northwest Arkansas, because I'm in Arkansas in the United States, we really didn't, the community didn't value art, and they didn't value anything that was not mechanical or business wise. So we really didn't have anything that would allow someone to express themselves using art or video or film, or especially audio, because I'm a little older. I'm 47 or 8 or 9. I don't even know. I quit counting years ago. I had my 35th birthday like 25 times. Anyway, but we didn't have any of that stuff, so it took me a while to figure out that's what I should do. I actually, at 13, maybe 12, I got a tape recorder and recorded myself doing exactly what I'm doing right now, just talking to people. And, there was no space for podcasts in the 80s, because, it just didn't exist. And I didn't have any mentor or anything like that. So I've always made this kind of stuff, and I've worked hard to put myself out. This is what I meant to do. And it's not everybody's meant to do this stuff, but the people who are should be encouraged, and they should be lauded a lot for even bothering to do this kind of thing. And it's been kind of one of my life goals to help people to break out of what they're expected to do in their community, to be able to go out and be who they are, and because we're all humans. It doesn't matter if you're in South Africa or if you're in Finland or China or Japan or North America or South America or Brazil, whatever. It doesn't, there's nobody living in Antarctica, but if there was, I would say them too. We should all be encouraged to be who we are and to work on our own talents. And, I've been making films and taking photographs since as soon as I could get hands on a camera, even when people told me I was dumb for doing it, it's been something that I've always wanted to do.
Oh, wow. So for me, I think you're just touching a little bit of purpose in life, to say you need to find your purpose. And that's where also your true joy comes from.
Yeah, and definitely, if you're not, if you're, I sold insurance for 20 years, and
Mm.
all I ever wanted to do was stab myself in the face because I hated it that much. And living in America gives me the opportunity to do things that a lot of people around the world don't have the opportunity to do, and I'm very aware of that. And but at the same time, just because I have the opportunity doesn't mean that opportunity is gonna make me happy. It doesn't mean it's gonna fulfill me. And we have a nonprofit that I started with my buddy Donald Upton, to where Arts and Entertainment Council uh, in the United States, that teaches people how to get in the business and actually how to do the business of filmmaking. Just for the fact that no one. It's sad to watch someone who could be better, who could make the world a better place because of the narrative they have in their head, to be stifled because someone says that, oh, that's stupid, you shouldn't do that, you need to go get a business administration degree or something like that. And it's saddening to watch people burn their entire life and not do anything that they should be doing with who they are, deep down who they are. And if they don't do it, then what's the point? What's the point? And that's the way I feel about it. Because at 35, I decided I was going to start doing this full time, and it took me till 40, and now I've made a career out of it. I didn't go to school to do this. I learned it on my own, and it's just something that it just saddens me when people tell someone like myself that they're not going to ever make it, because you can if you try.
True. I always say there are those careers, not even actually careers, the things that we love that are actually not considered as real careers in life. They always say, go and find another job. You
Yeah.
can't make a living out of this. So this is, I think you're just changing that, and you're saying to our generations, you guys, whatever that you love, go for it, regardless of what somebody else is saying. And also, I love what you're doing, guys. As you say, you've started a non-profit organization. Tell me more about it. Why did you start it?
Well, I started it because people would, teenagers and
Yes.
younger, we started it to because I hate to see it wasted. I What I did was what I wanted to do. Who I was I was trampled by the thought that we need to make sure you need to go to school, you need to have a BA, you need to do this, and yeah, it's not who I am. It's never been who I am, and it drives me absolutely insane to see someone be trampled on by a person who really, they know what's right for them, but that's all they know. Doesn't matter how educated someone is, all they can do is know what's right for them. So we started the nonprofit to help people learn how to function in the entertainment business, as a PA, as a grip, because that's where you have to start. You can't just write a script and then go to Hollywood. It doesn't work that way. You have to pay your dues. You have to do what you have to do to get further in. And instead of someone just running from the woods of Arkansas with no support, I mean, no, it's not like Africa. No, it's not like anywhere else in the world. Yes, it is America, but at the same time, if you've not educated, if you have never experienced it, if you've never put your hands on an actual film camera or a camera that can substitute as a film camera and pass, you can't just go to Hollywood, the mecca of film and television, and win. You're going to lose every time. And that's why we started the nonprofit, because I wanted to make sure that these folks that decided at 18, 17, 19 years old were able to get into the business and have a little bit of a taste of what it's going to be like before they uprooted their entire life and moved to basically another country, if you're thinking about it in Arkansas terms. We have a population of 2 million people. That's the population of Huntington Beach, California. And you're going to LA, but you've never experienced it. No, you need to put your hands on, you need to actually work on a set once before you go out there. You need to learn how the process works. And that way you don't go out there and just starve to death. And that's what our nonprofit was really about.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service. What sets us apart is a unique combination of hit African content, first and exclusive international free movies, series, musics, news, events, documentaries, tourism, teleshopping shows, youth TV programs, and live interviews. Clevenard Diaspora Television is available throughout sub-Saharan Africa and to the diaspora markets worldwide. Take your entertainment with you wherever you go. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, depending on your device. Watch free movies with Clevenard Movies Television. Stop searching for free movies websites and watch Clevenard Movies Television. Watch your favorite African shows anywhere at any time. Don't forget to check out our top 5 TV channels created to get you informed. TV1, Clevenard in Diaspora Television. TV2, Clevenard Youth Television. TV3, Clevenard Movies Television. TV4, Clevenard Teleshopping Television. TV5, Clevenard Tourism Television. To start watching, sign up at www.clevenard.com and follow the easy steps. Once you're done, log into the Clevenard website or app on your device, click on any one of our 5 TV channels, and hit play. We will be very satisfied and happy to welcome you to our team as one of our new business partners. Contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com.
Oh, that's great, guys. Great job that you're doing. So from what age are you taking? How many are you sitting at right now? How many students do you have, or how many kids or teenagers do you have?
Well, we take every student on an individual basis. We don't have classes. So when someone approaches us and asks us to help them, we help them. And it's not a matter of the amount of people that we have. It's not a matter of having 40 people in a class or anything like that. If we can help just one person not go and starve to death and having to live out of their car or live under a bridge, and they actually get jobs and they know what they're doing, that's enough. I don't need to have 100,000 people come through our nonprofit. Just one is enough for us.
Wow. I like that kind of mentality to say, change the world, but one person at a time.
Yeah. Well, you can't save everybody. Yeah. You can't save everybody, and that's a hard lesson to learn. But a lot of people don't learn until they're in their 40s or 50s, or they never learn it. You can't save everybody. So you have to just take what you can do and focus on that and let everything else fall where it may. Because you can't read people's minds. You can't, so you don't know what they're feeling or thinking. So all the best you can do is the best that you can do, and that's all that you can do is the best.
So, talking about further in the industry, how have you pushed your way through, in the filming and also in these artists because of the list is too long. So,
Well,
how have you grown?
you have to focus on what's in front of you. And I haven't broken through to the point that I want to be. I want to make feature films with $100 million budget. Sure, I'd love to do that. You know, but I make a living at it. All I do is camera and voice. And
Mm,
so that's, I mean, my job is this camera that I'm talking to right now and this microphone I'm speaking into. And it pays my bills and it provides me a living. And sometimes, you know, it's like the lottery. If you want to play the lottery, it's 1 in 600 million or 300 million chance that you're going to hit the numbers in the
mm,
lottery. And it's kind of the same thing. And to be honest, it's who you know. If you know
mm,
people, then you're going to get in the business. And I despise film school because it really teaches you nothing. But film school also puts you in the class with other filmmakers, and
true.
Spielberg and Milius and Lucas all were in the same class. They all went to the same school. And it's not because they knew people, it's because they knew each other that they succeeded. So film school does pay off for that.
Yes, yes. To build up the community and the support around the very same industry. Okay, so talking about your podcast, what stories do you cover? What subject do you talk?
Well, when it comes to the podcast, Andrea, who is my fiance, and
Yes.
she wanted me to reach out and be able to be creative. And I was having a little bit of trouble because I'm, making commercials gets pretty stale.
Mm,
And so she talked me into doing the podcast, and we're doing it. And what we do on the podcast is we really just have a conversation with people every time that we turn on the mics. It's a conversation. It's not a you answer these questions and you do this. It's a little different format. And
yes.
and we talk about everything from spiritual things to family law, which we just recorded a podcast today about family law in America. And I think that's a better platform um, for someone who's unknown and doesn't have a support structure like you guys do, because you've got social media, you've got people back on the back end promoting what you've got going on. Andrea and I are just us. We don't make money at it. We just do it for fun. And so for us to keep it honest and pure, really the only way we can do it is we just talk about everything. Anything that we want to know. We've talked about ghosts, and we've talked about Atlantis, and we've also talked about how male suicide is a real problem in the United States, and how we've talked about family law and how what you need to be aware of when you file for divorce and you need to figure out custody for your kids. So it's we call it things I want to know. And it
Okay.
really follows that format. It's things we just kind of want to know about. Um, and
Yeah, and when everything.
yeah, and it allows us to talk about just about everything too, which is my choice. I decided that we wanted to do true crime, but just the amount of research you have to do for for a true crime podcast is insurmountable at times when you have a full-time job. So
Oh, wow. No, thank you, Paul. This was really fun. Chatting to you, get to know you better, and also the work that you do, guys. It's so wonderful. I love the nonprofit. I love also, you're such quite a very motivation to us. to say whatever that you love. You speak mostly about the purpose and also pushing in and also giving back to the community. This is wonderful. And
Well, I
before
can
I,
definitely say that no matter the trials and tribulation that someone may have in Africa, we're all experiencing the same human experience. And yes, I being in America, I do have access to more opportunity, at least financially, than a lot of people may. But it's about what you do with the opportunity that you have. It's not about how much someone gives you, but about how much you put into it. And the work will always be the work, and it doesn't matter where you're from. As long as you put in the work and you do the business and you make sure that you make sure that you do your due diligence to make your art worth it, and you put your heart and soul into it, it will pay off every time, no matter where you
well,
are.
very beautiful words. You know what? I can listen to you, Paul, the whole day because for me, you're such a very, I don't know if you know that, you're such a very good motivational speaker as well.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it depends. Thank
Okay,
you very
before
much.
you guys, this was our show. Paul, can you tell us also where can we get you, your social media platforms, and about also your podcast?
PaulGNewton.com. Paul G. Newton, my name. There's another filmmaker in Britain, in the United Kingdom. He is also Paul Newton, but I am Paul G. Newton. It was funny. It's funny. He got the everybody gets the emails wrong, so they send it to me instead of him because he's Paul Newton and I'm Paul G. Newton. I don't know where they're getting the G from because it's like, okay, whatever. But they sent me an email about accepting an award in Great Britain for filmmaking. And it's hilarious because I sent him an email. Said, "Look, hey, this is obviously for you, not me, because I'm not in Great Britain." And he says, "Hey, look, mate, if you want to go, just tell him you're me. I don't care." So I wish I could have gone. That'd have been fun. But Paul G. Newton, you can find me on the internet anywhere. And Andrea, she likes to keep herself a little bit hidden because she's got a professional job. She has a master's of nursing. But I'm a public figure while she's not exactly a public figure. So you can find Andrea or me through paulgnewton.com.
This was a very wonderful interview with Paul G. Newton. One thing that I've great for the whole thing that we just like having it is to say have purpose in life and also go for what you believe that you are. So yeah, this is such a very wonderful show, guys. See you next week. And also, don't forget to subscribe and also catch me on my podcast every Saturday morning that is called Activated here at LiveNat TV. And also, we have a our own very patent here also as well. Check it out. And thank you very much. See you next time. Also, my Facebook page is Lerato Sibisi and also my Instagram. Catch me there and all my social media network. Thank you, guys.